Well, sometimes we all have analysis paralysis. So the thing is, you have fair credit, right? You're trying to get a giant bank loan. So you're thinking, am I going to Wells Fargo, PNC, KeyBank, US Bank, Citi? This could lead to analysis paralysis. But guess what? In today's conversation, I'm going to break it down for you. I'll give it to you plain. I'll explain everything to you. So you want to stick around because this comparative analysis will help you make a decision real fast and not waste time. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, we want to do a comparative analysis of 5 bank personal loans. We're talking about giant bank loans for fair credit, okay, and high approval rates. So we have Wells Fargo, PNC Bank, KeyBank, US Bank, and Citibank. Let's first start with PNC Bank. So when you think about PNC Bank, you have a hard pull only loan. Okay, so you better be ready before applying because they're doing a hard pull. They're not doing a soft pull. They're doing a hard pull. And the cool thing here is that you have a loan amount that actually that starts at $1,000 and goes all the way to $35,000. Okay, simple as that. The APR, you have 5.99% APR all the way to 28.74%. In terms of the repayment terms, you're looking at 1 to 3 years. In some cases, they might go all the way to 5 years. But you better have a strong relationship with PNC for them to allow you to have a tenor that goes to 5 years, okay? And if you have an account with them, if you have a strong relationship with them, they will give you a 0.25% interest rate discount for autopay. And you want to get that. This is really important. You want to get that autopay. And this is an unsecured loan. They're not asking you for any collateral, nothing at all. Okay, the payment terms are fixed. Okay, and what we love is that if you want to apply for a PNC personal installment loan, you can actually apply online or at the branch. Make sure that you have your full name, your social security number, your date of birth, the dollar amount you want to borrow, one form of photo ID. So they are pretty flexible though, but they want to see either a driver's license or a state issued ID or US passports. And you want to mention also your previous address if you are at the current address less than 2 years, because they want to have stability in your residential history. And you need to provide a PNC also your annual income and any other income to be considered. What we love with PNC is that they are very flexible in terms of incomes, okay? So they will take a W-2, they'll take your pay stubs, but they might also take alternative sources of income. Let's say you don't have a regular 9 to 5 and you just, you're making money here and there, and they will look at your cash flows. As long as the cash inflows are actually situated in a PNC bank account, so they can see your liquidity situation, okay? And if you have annual income and any other income you want to be considered, they'll take care of that. They might actually ask you also your current employer. And what we love with PNC is that they also have something called the Service Members Civil Relief Act. So they actually take care of service members. We love that a lot, and their dependents. So PNC is really grateful for your service, and they would like to help you understand your benefits and protections under SCRA. Okay, so in other words, what I'm trying to say is if you want to borrow and you are a service member or a relative of a service member, contact 1-844-PNC SCRA. 844-762-7272. They'll take care of you. I want to talk quickly about KeyBank. So when we talk about KeyBank, this is also a loan that only does a hard pull. So you're not getting a soft pull. You better be ready, because once you apply, they will do a hard pull on you, okay? But with KeyBank, you have a minimum loan amount of $5,000, and they can go all the way to $50,000 or in some cases $100,000, okay? But the minimum is $5,000, and the term up to 84 months, okay? And they do have flexible payment options. This is really good, and there's no origination fee. There's no collateral. This is an unsecured loan, okay? And what we love here is that you can actually you can apply for the loan online or at the branch. What we love also is that they give you flexibility in terms of using the loan proceeds. You can use the loan for repairs, for whatever you want, vacation, wedding, whatever. Okay, and what we love is that so you can also take care of medical bills and car repairs or major life events. Okay, dream vacations. So 84 months. Okay, fixed interest rates. You need to get that, and you can sign your loan documents easily and securely online with eSign. That is, if you have if you have an account, if you have a relationship with KeyBank, yes, then they will take care. They will allow you to do an e-sign. What we love with KeyBank is that the bank is constantly innovating. Like their mobile app, their online platform is very user friendly. This is really great, and they've been changing this over the last few years. And the loan amounts can actually fluctuate. I've already said that the minimum is $5,000. They can go all the way to all the way to $50,000. The only thing is that you need to live in a city, in a state rather, in a state where KeyBank is present, or you need to have an online bank account with them. So if you are in Ohio, Indiana, Missouri, Pennsylvania, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Vermont, Maine, Colorado, Idaho, Utah, Washington State, Oregon, and Arkansas, you really can benefit from a 0.25% discount on autopay. But even if you're not in those states, you can still qualify. You just need to make sure that you apply for your account online. Okay, you got to be 18 years of age or older to qualify for a personal loan. Okay, and you need to agree to provide additional personal and business information if requested, such as tax returns and financial statements. You need to certify that all information submitted in the application is true and correct, and you need to authorize the bank and or a credit bureau to investigate the information on the application. So they will do a hard pull. Let me talk to you about Citibank. So when we talk about Citibank, you have a hard pull a hard pull loan application only. So again, they're not doing a soft pull, they're going straight with hard pulls. So be ready when you are ready to get a loan from them. Okay, loan amounts here $2,000 to $30,000. If you want to borrow more, you need to go to a branch, and the fixed rates go from 7.99 to 23.99% APR, depending on your credit history. Okay, and so once you're approved, a check will be mailed to you within 5 business days, or they will just wire the money to your Citibank account if you do have one. And you can repay your loan over 12, 24, 36, 48, or 60 months. Okay, that's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. Okay, what we love with the Citibank is that they're pretty flexible. You have predictable monthly payments. You have quick access to your money. They have a very simple application process, especially if you're looking to apply for a loan that is less than $30,000 in amounts. And I really suggest that you set up auto deduct. In other words, you have money coming out of your account from your Citibank accounts to pay the loan every month automatically, so that you have it there. It's there for you. Okay, and you can earn monthly thank you points when your loan is linked to an eligible checking account that is enrolled in Citi Thank You Rewards. Okay, this is really good. And in terms of requirements, yearly income of at least $10,500, eligible Citi deposit account open for at least 12 months. Okay, and you may have one other Citibank personal loan open at the time of application, as long as it has been open for at least 6 months. And in terms of applying, you can apply online for loans $30,000 and under, or if you want more, you need to you can also apply at a nearest Citi branch, or call this number 1-877-362-9100. So they're actually available Monday through Sunday, 9 a.m. through 11 p.m. Eastern. Okay, the number is 1-877-362-9100. Okay, and for the hearing impaired, you have 1-800-992-9833, Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. through 1 p.m. Eastern. So overall, one thing I want to say about the Citibank loan is that they are also very flexible. For instance, if you look at their income requirement, this is this is a steal for me. You're looking at yearly income of at least $10,500. So that's like less than $1,000 in gross income per month. So this is really good. This is a very accessible loan. I want to talk to you now about U.S. Bank. So U.S. Bank loan, if you want to get a loan from U.S. Bank, first I want you to remember that this is hard pull only. So you're going to have a hard pull right away. Okay, and with U.S. Bank, you need to have a FICO score of 660 or above. Now, the thing is that if you have a strong relationship with U.S. Bank, you may have they could lower the bar for you. Okay, but if you have if you are not a current U.S. Bank customer, you better have a FICO score of a 660 or above. Okay, and one thing we love here is that they have an interest rate that goes all the way to 5.99%. Okay, and you may borrow, if you are a U.S. Bank checking customer, you can actually borrow from $1,000 to $50,000. But if you're not a U.S. Bank customer, you may be able to borrow up to $25,000. So there are restrictions whether or not you are a U.S. Bank customer or not, and that just makes sense. I mean, this makes sense. And the terms 12 to 84 months, maximum 60 months for non-customers. So the whole thing is you just better open a bank account with U.S. Bank. If you want to borrow from them, you want to open a bank account with them, okay? And the APR will range from 5.99% to 19.49%. This is really good. And you have your access to your funds really quickly. They will fund you within 3 days, in some cases even 24 hours. It depends. And the loan does not ask for collateral. So this is an unsecured loan, okay? You don't put your house or car as collateral at all. You have no home inspection or appraisals. And you have a very easy application process. What we like with the U.S. Bank application is that you can apply online or you can apply at a branch, and they are really fast, okay? So to start your application, you will need your social security number or individual tax identification number, your home address and employment information. Make sure that within your employment information, you have your pay stubs, your W-2s, your tax returns if need be, and also your bank statements if you don't have a U.S. Bank account, okay? So you're trying to actually prove to them that you have liquidity coming in. You have cash inflows to support your cash outflows. And so step number 2, you submit your application. U.S. Bank will gather your credit information, and it will probably, the thing is that they will notify you with your loan approval status in less than a minute. They're very fast with that. And if your loan is approved and you are a U.S. Bank personal checking or savings customers, you may close your loan online. If you don't have a U.S. Bank personal checking account or savings account, you may need to visit a U.S. Bank branch to close your loan, okay? And funds are available within 1 business day of loan closing. I want to talk to you now about Wells Fargo. So when we talk about Wells Fargo, we are talking about a loan that allows you to have a soft pull. If you remember, PNC Bank, KeyBank, Citibank, or US Bank do not allow you to have a soft pull, but Wells Fargo does. Okay, this is really great. And with Wells Fargo, you have rates as low as 5.74% APR, $100,000 maximum. This is a very generous loan. We can use this loan to consolidate debt, pay for home improvements, or make a major purchase. So the loans with Wells Fargo, you have customizable loans from $3,000 to $100,000 and flexible terms from 12 to 84 months. Competitive rates, okay? If you are a qualified customer, you can have a relationship discount, with auto pay. You can skip the fees, no origination fee, no closing fee, no prepayment penalty. You have fast access to your funds. This is really good. We love that. And basically what I'm trying to say here is that you have access to a lot of things. And what we love is that you are able to get access to your money right away. One thing I want to say about Wells Fargo is that you're basically repay the loan in terms of 12 to 84 months. And their APRs are really, really accessible. 5.74% to 19.99%. This is really good, okay? And one thing we love is that before you apply, make sure that you carefully consider your application in terms of payment, your income, your payment history, your FICO score, okay? And because Wells Fargo also pays attention to your relationship with them. One thing we have seen over and over again is that they are very flexible in terms of how you use your money. They really don't care. You can use the cash to consolidate debt, pay for home improvements, or make a major purchase. They're okay with that. But you need to have a relationship with Wells Fargo if you want to boost your chances of being approved, okay? And one thing I also need to say is that they also look at your financials. They will look at your financial statements. They pay attention particularly to your income. So make sure that you are able to demonstrate that you have a sufficient income, that you have regular income, okay? So again, if you don't get paid every 2 weeks or every month or every week, through direct deposits, you want to have like a letter of employment. You want to have, you want to show your W-2s, your tax returns for the last 3 years, for example. You want to show your 1040s to show Wells Fargo that you have money coming in. That's the bottom line. You need to explain that you have money coming in. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks. We are still having a conversation about this comparative analysis, and we're talking about here the giant loan approval. Okay, we're talking about high approval rates and for giant bank loans, and we have compared and contrasted five players, five banks rather. And one thing I want to say is that if you want to get a personal loan from those banks, make sure that you run the numbers first. It's important. You need to check your credit score. You want to consider your options. Okay. And once you consider your options, you want to basically choose your loan type. This is important. And please don't actually stop shopping around for the best personal loan rates. It's important. So when we talk about running the numbers, what I'm trying to say is that you have to think about your cash inflows versus your cash outflows. Can you afford this loan? Can you make the payments? Because it's all about making the payments. Because don't tell me, oh, I've thought about everything, I think everything is fine. And then when you have to start paying the loan back, you realize you can't afford it. Okay, check your credit score. Okay, you want to have a credit score that is as high as possible. The good thing here is that these loans can approve you if you have a strong relationship with the bank where you are going to apply for the loan at, right? And but you constantly need to work on your credit score. One thing you need to also understand is you want to consider your options. So what I'm trying to say is you can apply a loan, you can apply with a co-signer to boost your chances of approval. Okay. And please choose your loan type. So when we talk about loan types, you have a constellation of loans that you can apply for. You have debt consolidation loans, you have credit card refinancing loans, you have home improvement loans, you have medical loans, you have emergency loans, you have wedding loans. You better have a clear idea because the lender is going to ask you, what are you borrowing for? What is the money going to be used for? So you better have a clear idea about what you're going to use the money for, so that you give a definite answer to the lender. Okay. And please shop around for the best personal loans, for the best personal loan rates. Okay. Don't just settle if you can try a PNC, KeyBank, Citibank, US Bank, Wells Fargo. You want to study their APRs to see what really is good for you and pick a lender and apply. Don't just sit around taking care of analysis paralysis where you have no idea. No. You do the analysis, you make a decision. That's what it is, okay? And you want to provide the necessary documentation. Give the lender the necessary information they need. And you need to, once you do that, accept the loan and start making payments. So folks, Wells Fargo, PNC, KeyBank, US Bank, Citibank. Which one is good for you? Which is the good one for you? Big decision time now. I want you to think about where you have a relationship right now. Where do you have a banking relationship? Talk to me about that, boss. Talk to me about that. Now, what is your credit score? Because your credit score is going to actually, it's going to matter also, because not all the five banks have different credit score requirements. So you want to pay attention to your credit score. Who is your current bank? Are you banking with PNC, KeyBank, Citi, US Bank, or Wells Fargo? This is important. What is your financial situation? Talk to me about that, boss. Talk to me about your financial situation. What are you in financial straits, or are you financially lethargic, or are you vibrant right now from an economic perspective? What kind of loan term are you looking at? Are you looking at 5 years, 4 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, whatever? You better have a clear idea, okay? What are your economic prospects, your jobs, your family situation, what's going on here? Let's have a conversation about that. Okay. And you need to have a clear idea of where you stand right now in terms of your family situation, your household budget, your jobs, your W-2s, all this kind of stuff. Because if you're going to apply for a loan for 5 years, you better have a strong foundation. And again, I'm talking to you, but this could be also you and your co-applicant, your spouse, your partner, whatever. Okay, and so you need to have a clear idea about that. What is your current income? Are you making enough money to pay this loan, to repay this loan and other loans that you currently have? Because the lender is going to pay attention. The lender will be asking you about your DTI, your debt to income ratio. Okay, this is important. And speaking about DTI, we're talking about your debt to income ratio. In other words, you are taking how much money you allocate to debt servicing, and you are dividing that by your income amount. Okay, it's usually a fraction, and the lower the fraction, the better. So let's say if you have a DTI that is 35% or less, lenders love that. What is your MPR with the lender? MPR means multi-product relationship. You probably have heard that. You probably heard in this conversation that a lot of banks allow you to have what they call an auto pay deduction, right? So if you have a checking account with them or savings account, they're giving you a 0.25% discount for auto pay. This is good. So you want to have that. So if you want to make a decision about Wells Fargo, PNC, KeyBank, US Bank, Citi, I've given you a few factors, a few criteria you need to factor into the decision-making process. All right, folks, after analyzing, after contrasting and comparing Wells Fargo, PNC Bank, KeyBank, US Bank, and Citi, our pick is Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo has really dominated this field. They are the best loan in our view. And you can see on the screen, we have a little recap here, a little recap picture. You can see that Wells Fargo is the only lender that offers you a soft pull. And this is so critical to have a soft pull because you are trying to preserve your credit score. And not only that, they offer you $3,000 to $100,000. That's just fantastic. This is really, so they have dominated this field. Wells Fargo, 10 over 10. You can see on the screen here, the minimum loan amount, the maximum loan amount, the minimum APR, the maximum loan term, and the coverage. Wells Fargo has national coverage. Okay. It's really good. So the recap here, Wells Fargo, 10 over 10, KeyBank, 9 over 10, US Bank, 8.5 over 10, PNC, 8 over 10, and Citi, 7.5 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I will speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.